August 31st, 1997. 3 in the morning. The whole world was still asleep and had no idea that in a few minutes it would wake up forever changed. The woman loved by billions was dying in a Parisian tunnel. No crown, no guards, no goodbye. Some called her Cinderella, some called her a rebel. The whole world called her the Queen of Hearts. But who was she, really? Today, Diana's story, not the tabloid version, the real one. She was born on July 1st, 1961, into one of Britain's most distinguished aristocratic families. Sounds like the beginning of a beautiful fairy tale, doesn't it? But behind the walls of that grand estate, things were very different. Diana was 7 years old when her parents divorced. Her mother left for London and remarried. 5 children stayed behind in Norfolk with their father. Years later, Diana would write, "My parents were so busy sorting themselves out. I remember my mother crying a great deal, and my father never once tried to explain anything to us. We weren't allowed to ask questions. Nannies came and went. Everything felt so uncertain." A 7-year-old girl in an enormous house. No explanations, no understanding of what was happening. Her father did everything he could. He threw birthday parties, hired dance teachers, personally selected the finest nannies. But the emptiness her mother left behind was something no one could fill. At 12, Diana was sent to a prestigious boarding school in Kent. She struggled academically and never graduated. Yet every teacher said the same thing. This girl has a remarkable gift for music and dance. Perhaps that's where she first learned the most important lesson of her life, how to find beauty in the middle of pain. In the late 1970s, Prince Charles came to Althorp for a hunting weekend. At first, his attention was drawn to Diana's older sister, Sarah. But in November 1979, Diana herself appeared at a royal hunt, graceful, lively, with a wide-open smile. Charles noticed her immediately. He would later write that she struck him as a very jolly and attractive girl, full of life and wonderful fun to be with. February 1981, candlelit dinner at Buckingham Palace, an official proposal. Britain erupted in joy. The country had been suffocating under economic hardship, and this news felt like a ray of sunlight breaking through. July 29, 1981, St. Paul's Cathedral. 750 million people around the world watched the broadcast. A gown of ivory silk taffeta with enormous puff sleeves and a sweeping train, embroidered by hand with pearls and sequins. One of the most iconic dresses in the history of fashion. Cinderella had found her prince. The fairy tale had become real, or so it seemed. In 1982, Prince William was born. In 1984, Prince Harry. Diana became a mother, and it changed her completely. She took her boys to the zoo and theme parks. No bodyguards, no ceremony, just like any ordinary mom. She brought them along to visit patients at the hospitals she supported. She took them to homeless shelters. "I want my children to understand the world," she said. "If they see it as it really is, they'll be better people for it." And then came the moment that redefined her image forever. 1987, the AIDS epidemic. Society gripped by fear. The sick were avoided, isolated, treated as untouchable. And then, in front of hundreds of television cameras, the Princess of Wales reached out her hand to an AIDS patient and shook it. No gloves, no mask, no hesitation. One gesture, and the wall of stigma around HIV-positive people began to crack. She traveled to Angola and Bosnia, witnessing the victims of landmines with her own eyes. And she didn't just bear witness, she demanded the world take action. The shy, easily flustered Lady Di was gone. In her place stood a genuine public figure, a woman with a voice, and the courage to use it. But behind the public glamour, a very different life was unfolding. Before the wedding, Charles had been in a relationship with Camilla Parker Bowles. He never truly ended it, not even after they exchanged vows. Diana knew, and that pain stayed with her for years. By the early 1990s, the fracture had become public. Prime Minister John Major announced the couple's formal separation, and in 1993, Charles confessed on television, yes, he had been unfaithful. August 28, 1996, the divorce was finalized, at the Queen's own urging. Diana lost her title of Her Royal Highness, but she never lost what mattered most, the love of the people. Perhaps it was only then that she felt truly free for the first time. The summer of 1997, Diana looked happy, genuinely, radiantly happy for the first time in years. She was with Dodi Al-Fayed, a successful film producer. The smiles in the photographs looked real. She was making plans, talking about the future. August 31st, 1997, midnight, Paris. Diana, Dodi, their bodyguard, and their driver step out of the Ritz-Ritz-Hotel. Dozens of paparazzi on motorcycles give immediate chase. At 12:23 a.m., the car enters the Alma Bridge tunnel at tremendous speed. Impact. Dodi was killed instantly. Diana was rushed to hospital. At 4 a.m., doctors announced that the Princess of Wales had died from her injuries. She was 37 years old. The following morning, people began making their way to Buckingham Palace. Thousands, then millions. They brought flowers, they stood in silence, they wept for a woman most of them had never once met in person. Why? Because Diana was real. In a world of carefully managed images and polished performances, she was human, visibly vulnerable, openly, unapologetically herself. She cried in public, she admitted pain, she reached out to those the rest of the world was afraid to even look at. According to a BBC poll, third place among the 100 greatest Britons in all of history, not monarchs, not prime ministers, just Britons. Cinderella doesn't always get her happily ever after, but some of them live forever.